Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Parts of the region skipped spring, went ahead to summer, but our temperatures are coming from the other direction.
The FBI director makes it official.
Putin hated Secretary Clinton so much that the flip side of that coin was he had a clear preference for the person running against the person he hated so much.
James Comey says his agency is investigating Russia's potential influence on the presidential election. And that's not all.
But first, there was no time to get out. A family of 6 injured in a house fire, and now investigators are saying this was no accident. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. Of those 6 injured, 3 of them were children, and it's believed the fire was set on purpose.
Happened a little after 11 last night at the home on Otis Street, right near Michigan and Junction in southwest Detroit. Let's get to Priya Mann with brand new information on this case. Priya?
Well, Devin, the entire family remains in the hospital. 2 adults, 2 teenagers, and a 4-year-old boy all suffered 1st and 2nd degree burns. A 4- and 6-year-old child, both still here at Children's Hospital. This family breaking through windows to escape this fire that was deliberately set.
Get out of the way, the fire department's coming, let's go, move it!
Massive flames billowed through the windows moments after a family of 6 was able to escape.
They tried to get out a side door and it was locked. They had a hard time getting the door open, so they ended up breaking out a window and going out the window.
The family was asleep Sunday when they say someone firebombed their home.
Hey, put those garbage cans back!
We heard the windows break first, and that's when the flames started shooting out.
2 adults, 2 teens, and 2 boys aged 4 and 6 were injured. Everyone suffered smoke inhalation. All but the 6-year-old had 1st and 2nd degree burns.
It must have been just terrifying for them. You know, here you have your house on fire. It's full of smoke. There's a tremendous amount of heat. And luckily, they kept their head. The father apparently was the one that broke the window.
The fire started around 11 Sunday night on Otis Street near Michigan and Junction in southwest Detroit. The Detroit Fire Department says a flammable liquid was discovered at the scene. Sources say the teens believe the fire was set in retaliation for a fight the night before.
Well, I want revenge, so you don't worry about somebody else's life. Luckily they all got out, and hopefully the youngest one makes it.
And neighbors say this family just moved into the neighborhood. They say they were a regular family that often see the young children playing outside. Now, the arson unit is investigating. That's comprised of both Detroit Fire and Police departments. Investigators know some type of accelerant was used here. They're still trying to determine exactly what it was. Reporting live from Children's Hospital, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah, Priya, we heard him say, we hope the little one makes it. I guess the 2 little boys is what everybody's watching right now, right?
Yeah, and we have some good news to report. Both of their conditions have been upgraded. The 4-year-old had 1st and 2nd degree burns. His condition has been upgraded to fair. The 6-year-old had smoke inhalation. He is now in good condition.
All right, good to hear. All right, Priya. On Woodward Avenue, 1 person has been killed in a multi-vehicle crash.
One of the vehicles in the crash rolled over from the impact in the northbound lanes of Woodward at East State Fair. Again, 1 man, a 72-year-old, was killed in that crash.
What kind of a hit or miss day when it comes to the weather on the first day of spring?
First day of spring, you're right. Got some rain out there coming down in spots. Let's get over to Ben right now. Hi, Ben. Happy spring.
Mother Nature says hi, by the way. Mother Nature said we did spring in February already, so we're still sort of backlogged into winter, but it hasn't looked great, and now we're dealing with some showers that are out there. This is the southern end of Washtenaw County, down towards the northern end of Monroe County, or towards Monroe, I should say. This is mostly south of 94, and even though this is a lot of light rain, there are a couple pockets in here where these showers are pretty well put together. We had seen a couple lightning strikes around the 4 o'clock hour, none recently. So don't be surprised to hear a couple rumbles out there, but generally this is going to be just rain, and areas that are in our north zone probably not going to see anything at all. Temperatures tonight slowly moving down to about 40 degrees by midnight, and after those evening showers dry up, we'll show you what's to come tomorrow morning. Could be a little bit of fog around. We'll look at the areas that'll see that coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben, let's get to some breaking news right now. A massive fire ripping through an apartment building just outside Kansas City. Let's take a look at live pictures of what has been a real inferno in Overland Park, Kansas. The building itself still under construction, but now that fire has spread to at least 3 nearby homes. And that's what you're seeing. That's the task of the fire crews right now, trying to make sure that the blaze doesn't spread any further. But look how big this scene has become now, over spanning more than well, now you've got it going across a couple of blocks there. Again, this Overland Park, Kansas, a huge apartment building fire that has now spread to some other homes in the area. That's a live picture from Overland Park, Kansas, and we'll keep an eye on it and continue to update you. Police are looking for clues tonight after a woman was struck by a bullet while just sitting in her car.
Yeah, the woman was shot while sitting in the front seat of a car on Steel Street on the city's east side. Woman was reportedly in the car with her brother, who was not wounded. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. An investigation is underway after skeletal remains were found earlier today in a vacant building on Detroit's east side. Detroit police were on scene at the abandoned two-story building on East Davison, where the body was discovered. At this point, it's unclear how that person died.
Quite the day on Capitol Hill. FBI Director James Comey front and center, testifying before the House Intelligence Committee and making two major revelations. First, about the FBI's investigation into Russian hacking into the November election, and the president's own claims that he was wiretapped by President Obama. Blaine Alexander is at the Capitol tonight with the latest. Blaine?
Well, Devin, typically it is against FBI protocol to confirm an ongoing investigation, but today that's exactly what Director Comey did, calling this an unusual circumstance. Today, FBI Director James Comey dismissed President Trump's Twitter claims that President Obama had Trump Tower wiretapped.
I have no information that supports those tweets, and we have looked carefully inside the FBI.
So President Obama could not unilaterally order a wiretap of anyone?
No president could.
Speaking before the House Intelligence Committee, Director Comey took an unusual step, confirming the FBI is investigating Russian involvement in the 2016 election, including ties between Russia and the president himself.
That includes investigating the nature of any links between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and the Russian government, and whether there was any coordination between the campaign and Russia's efforts.
Before the hearing, the president tried to undercut those allegations on Twitter, writing, quote, "Democrats made up and pushed the Russian story as an excuse for running a terrible campaign." This afternoon, the White House stood its ground.
So you can continue to look for something, but continuing to look for something that doesn't exist doesn't matter.
Also under the microscope, ongoing intelligence leaks of classified information, which have become a flood in this case, an issue the president has repeatedly said should be investigated, and one Comey addressed head-on.
This behavior can be deterred, and it's deterred by locking some people up.
An investigation into leaks, Russia, the Trump campaign, and how they all fit together. And Director Comey could not give a timeline for exactly how long this investigation will last. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. Now tonight, President Trump headed to Kentucky to hold a rally in Louisville in hopes of drumming up support for his health care plan.
Well, meanwhile, the confirmation hearings of President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Judge Neil Gorsuch, began with Senate Judiciary Republicans praising his qualifications and legal philosophy. Democrats, however, wanted to talk about the man they believed should have been sitting there instead, former President Barack Obama's nominee, Judge Merrick Garland. Garland was denied a hearing by Senate Republicans. Both Garland and Gorsuch were nominated to replace Justice Antonin Scalia, who died last year. Gorsuch talked about his views during his interrogation.
These days, we sometimes hear judges cynically described as politicians in robes, seeking to enforce their own politics rather than striving to apply the law impartially. But if I thought that were true, I'd hang up the robe. The truth is, I just don't think that's what a life in the law is about.
The committee is expected to vote April 3rd with a Senate floor vote sometime later that week.
Well, they have gone from a terrifying aborted landing to now being among the darlings of the big dance. They've been among the most impressive teams so far. The Michigan Wolverines just keep winning, and they've now punched their ticket to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, just keep dancing here. And Bernie's here with, this has really turned into a great story for the team.
It has. It is a great, great story for all basketball fans, but you definitely get the feeling that they're tired of talking about the play and would rather talk about their play so far in the NCAAs. We've got highlights, and yesterday they knocked off second-seeded Louisville in Indianapolis. Here, Mo Wagner on the drive and the lay-in. The Wolverines headed to Kansas City, where they're going to face Oregon this Thursday, just after 7 o'clock start. Now, the players may want to stop talking about the plane, but the public is sure taken with where they've been and where they're going. And standing by live with what's being said on the street is the main man of the street himself, Steve Garagiola. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Bernie. Yeah, you are right about that. Since the start of the Big Ten tournament, Michigan's run has been amazing and really, I think, for most everybody, unexpected. So today I thought we better talk with some fans and see what they feel about this. Is this team for real?
Maybe we should stop calling it an upset when these Michigan Wolverines win. They are, after all, the hottest team in the tournament. 6 weeks ago, there was a good chance they wouldn't even get into the tournament. And now they're 2 wins away from the Final Four.
You think Michigan is a fluke, or are they real?
They're real.
What you
definitely
look at me
real.
Like that for?
You call Michigan a fluke.
I asked. I didn't say.
Michigan is not a fluke. 100% real, authentic. D-Walt taking them to the championship.
2 weeks ago, what could have been a tragedy triggered this magical run that has carried Michigan into the Sweet 16. Even Spartan fans grudgingly admit they're good.
They are.
Come on, you can say it. They're good.
They're better than I want to admit. Now they really have all that momentum going and hasn't stopped at all. So I wouldn't bet against them.
And you're rooting for them, even as a Spartan.
I'll root for them.
There you go. That's the spirit.
So how far can this Michigan team go?
They're going all the way. They're going to go to the. They're going to go to the end.
Come on.
For sure. For sure.
For sure, yeah. All right, that might be a little ambitious, but hey, who knows the way they're playing. Of course, next up, a really tough game against Oregon, but if they beat them, you know, they got some cupcakes lined up after that. Kansas, they can whoop on Kansas, so who knows? We could see a Final Four. Bernie?
Did you get that?
He mispronounced it. He said Kansas. It's Kansas, Steve.
Oh, sorry about that.
There you go. All right. Anyway, good seeing you. There you have it. Well, I just want to say one thing. Michigan was favored by 1 after the game yesterday over Oregon.
Yeah.
It's now gone to 1.5. So Vegas is backing them also. So when they like them, you know it's.
And Oregon's a very high seed, but Oregon lost one of their best players before the tournament started.
They did.
So you got to like Michigan's.
And can we just mention?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you got to give us the cheer. There you go.
That's the Gamecock crow.
I could hear her crowing last night as they won, beating Duke.
I still can't believe it.
Give us one more.
No, that's enough. I want to keep my job.
The audio guy's still recovering in there. The Attorney General says a woman tried to cash in on the Flint water crisis.
New tonight, what this woman is charged with doing that they say ended up hurting Flint children. Rod?
You know, you go to the barber shop or the hair salon, you want to make sure that the person who is doing it actually knows what they're doing.
I think a lot of those licensing are fairly arbitrary.
You wouldn't want to hire someone that didn't know what they were doing. But the question is, are the regulations too strict? There's a study out that says they are. We'll fill you in ahead.
We have so many questions about taxes, getting ready to file, scams that are out there, important information you need to know from the experts coming up. New tonight.
New at 6.
A surprise for some people flying into Metro Airport from the Middle East. What one airline and possibly several others won't be allowing travelers to carry on board.
Also, they call it the Enchanted Forest, and they're fighting to keep it alive. New at 6, what this protest in Troy is all about.
Well, the response was amazing. This morning, Help Me Hank teamed up with tax experts to answer your tax questions. The lines were flooded all morning long, and during that time, there were a few questions that kept coming in. Here's consumer investigator Hank Winchester.
We received a lot of phone calls to the Help Me Hank phone bank this morning, free tax help for you. And right now, the 4 most commonly asked questions.
Question number 1. I received a threatening call or a text message from someone claiming to be from the IRS. Is this legit or a scam?
The IRS never contacts any people versus text message.
Question number 2. When is the deadline to file this year?
This year, April 15th falls on a Saturday, and so normally it would be due on the following Monday, but that day is going to be Emancipation Day in Washington, D.C., so they're giving us till the 18th now to file a tax return.
The 3rd most common question, will the Affordable Care Act or any changes to health care plans affect my taxes this year?
You still have to indicate whether you have insurance or not, and if you don't, you should be filing for putting a penalty on your return. The Trump administration has said they're not going to enforce that penalty, but if you don't put that on there, in my opinion, you'd still be filing an incomplete return.
Question number 4. How can I find someone reputable to help me with my taxes?
CPA website, micpa.org, and on the website is a Find a CPA. From there, they'll find CPAs in their specialty in their area and go from there. The other choice would be to go to the Michigan Department of Licensing website and look up the CPA to make sure that they have their license.
And we have a lot more information about the scams that are out there right now and what you can do to protect yourself. You'll find it all on the consumer page of our website. Click on Detroit.com. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank.
All right, Hank. So a little after, right around 6:30 this morning, we switched seasons.
Yes.
Did you notice anything different?
I didn't. Did you?
Not really, no.
No.
I mean, I think a lot of us would rather have February back at this rate.
It was fine, yeah.
But we're headlong into April, and we're still below average. So temperatures outside not doing us any favors. But if your spring break plans take you to Dallas or Amarillo or maybe even Oak City, Devin, that's where all the warm temperatures are down there. And you can see 91 right now. It's a little bubble of heat right there in the southern part of the U.S. We're clearly not dealing with that. In fact, when you look at the jet, it's actually going to dip a little bit lower here midweek, and some cooler air going to be rushing in here to the Great Lakes, but it's going to start bubbling back as we head towards the weekend. So temperatures are going to be sort of all over the place here for the next 7 days. But generally, we are going to see our share of below average temperatures. Here's a look at Metro Airport, just in case you're heading out on a plane this afternoon. A lot of clouds out there, 42, very light winds. Pressure sort of fair to middle in there at 30.02. We will be seeing a couple showers. In fact, there's some showing up right now on the radar. And again, most of those are south of the city. Big complex of storms rolled through central parts of Indiana and Ohio earlier today, and we've got more storms down there right now. We're just on the northern fringe of that. A couple lightning strikes showed up, but generally what we're going to see tonight is just rain, and the better part of that is going to be in our south zone. You can see that stripe of showers is pretty much paralleling 94 as it works its way out towards Lake Erie. Anything that's out there is going to fade pretty quickly as we head towards sunset, and then we'll be dry overnight. Some areas of fog are going to start forming, mainly in our west zone tomorrow morning. Not going to last very long, though. Cold front comes through dry in the afternoon. That's going to be bringing in that cold air we showed you with the jet moving down to the south, but at least it's coming with sunshine. So we got that going for us for the middle of the week. 35 as we dip down tonight. Showers will be coming to an end again towards the sunset hours. And then as we head towards morning, there's a slight chance we could see a little bit of fog. High temperatures tomorrow as we look at our metro zone are going to be in the 50s, low 50s here for Dearborn, Detroit. Warren, you'll be at 51, so will Clinton Township. Cold front will be last to pass through, especially Monroe County. So just about everybody down here low to mid 50s for high temperatures tomorrow. Some of the places that see that front earlier, you're only going to be in the 40s for highs, and that goes for our north zone where we're going to be seeing 44, North Branch 43. That's it. It's as good as it gets up in Marlette tomorrow. And then high temperatures 36 on Wednesday. We slowly start recovering to a respectable 60 by the weekend, but we've got a string of wet weather here Friday through Sunday that's going to be formidable, so we'll have to watch out for that.
Perfect for the weekend.
You know, we do the best we can.
How it goes. Well,
that 60 should hold you over, right?
Spring, exactly right. All right, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Well, Eminem's ex-wife, Kim Mathers, back in a Macomb County court today, what she's accused of doing 6 times that had prosecutors saying she should be hauled off to jail.
But first, a desperate search for a 15-year-old, and you won't believe who police say took her. That's coming up next.
Best for Sports by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, Local 4 News.
Search efforts continue for 15-year-old Elizabeth Cummings, who police believe was kidnapped by her teacher.
The teen has now been missing for a week, and the FBI is calling it a dire situation. They say they have received a shockingly low number of tips. They have no substantial leads. Today, the wife of Tad Cummings, the accused teacher, is speaking out, begging her husband to do the right thing.
Tad, this is not you. This is not who you are. Please do the right thing and turn yourself into the police and bring Beth home.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Cummings was already under investigation for, quote, alleged inappropriate contact he had with Thomas at the school. Across Michigan this Monday, stories from Keeler Township on the west side of the state, also Watertown Township near Lansing.
But we want to start a few miles away in the state capital, and that's where Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette has issued new charges against a Genesee County woman who he claims stole money from a children's charity in Flint. Diane Stevens is now charged with obstruction of justice in addition to 6 counts of embezzlement. The Attorney General says Stevens tried to falsify evidence to prove her innocence. She's accused of holding fundraisers for Community Kids Martial Arts Science, but using the money instead for business and personal expenses. Now to Keeler Township, where 2 fishermen have died after their boat capsized in Keeler Lake.
Michigan State Police found the 2 men, a 45-year-old from Decatur, Michigan, and a 64-year-old from Evergreen Park, Illinois. They found them Saturday evening, both pronounced dead. One's transported to the hospital. The boat was found about 75 yards from the shore. The men were found in the water nearby, but their names have not yet been released. Clinton County Sheriff's Department says a 21-month-old boy has died after falling into a pond. This was near a home in Watertown Township. Rescue crews attempted to resuscitate the boy when he was found in the water yesterday afternoon, but the department says he was pronounced dead at a hospital. Child's name not immediately released, but it's a death that is under investigation.
New at 5:30.
She's a cancer doctor who developed cancer at just 42 years old. From Dr. Frank McGeorge ahead, the lesson that helped this doctor catch her cancer so early and how it could help you too.
Winter's revenge, spring snow, and bitter cold may send your grocery bill soaring.
Did you know that in the state of Michigan, this guy has to have more training than an airline pilot?
So it's a really big effect for actual people.
He does, but is that too much? That's the question being asked with the new study. Details ahead.
One of the live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
Licensing confusion. Michigan regulations under fire tonight as some say the state's complicated and expensive licensing process is killing jobs. There are roughly 160 jobs in Michigan requiring a state license to go into business.
And while you don't want your hairdresser or barber walking in off the street and throwing up a shingle, a new study says state licensing rules are too tough. Business editor Rod Maloney tonight with a look at what it all looks like. Rod?
Well, Devin, you know, the study says pretty clearly what they mean. This isn't working. They're saying that Michigan's licensure regulations are way overboard, overreaching in many ways, and unnecessary, and more than that, expensive for you. Whenever you get your hair styled, you see a license nearby. According to the Mackinac Center for Public Policy, your friendly neighborhood barber has more hours needed to get a license here than an airplane jet pilot needs to lift off the runway. At the Detroit Barber Shop in Ferndale, 40-year hair-cutting veteran Rich Canton tells us he's quite comfortable with the state's licensure rules.
Which I think the 2,000 hours is perfect.
But the Mackinac Center's Jared Skurup says via Skype,
there's simply just no evidence that most of the licensing Michigan does actually protects health and safety. So there are about 40 occupations where we require a license and most states do not.
The study calls Michigan's laws inconsistent and uses the following occupations to make the case. You need a license in Michigan to do carpentry, lay wood flooring, demolish houses, or excavation. You don't need a license to hang drywall, put down asphalt, lay carpeting, or move a house. What's more, the center says the regulations have led to more than 125,000 jobs a year not created and higher prices for you and me, upwards of $2,700 a year.
Working on people's hair, you should be regulated. I'm sure they don't want someone coming off the street and, you know, picking up a pair of shears and a clipper or a straight razor and, you know, doing that without a license.
In almost every case, the industry groups were arguing for the licensing, and they were doing it in order to block out their competition.
No one's picking on barbers here. Every state regulates barbers, okay? It's just an illustration of the situation. Now, the state of Michigan and the state licensing regulatory authority, that's a mouthful, they're saying that they've actually been trying to work on this problem since 2011 when Governor Snyder came in. And in fact, they have cut the following: auctioneer, community planners, dietitians, immigration clerical assistants, interior designers, an ocularist, whatever that is, and a proprietary school solicitor. Those don't need licenses anymore. But the Mackinac Center is saying that they need to do more than just that. Back to you.
In fact, Rod, I can't imagine the Mackinac Center believes no one should be licensed.
No, they certainly are not saying that you shouldn't have to go to that barber who's never picked up a straight razor before. What they're saying is that the regulations, the standards are just too high in many instances. If they brought them down just to here, you could get more people in there and you could have more jobs and certainly more tax income base than what it is that you're seeing now.
Yeah. All right, Rod. Other news today, a 23-year-old Southgate man has been charged in connection with a triple homicide in Detroit.
The shooting at a home on the city's west side was reported Saturday morning. 23-year-old DeMauro Horn was arraigned from his hospital bed this afternoon. Horn is facing 3 counts of open murder, 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, 1 count of home invasion, first degree, and multiple firearms charges. Today, Kim Mathers, ex-wife of rap superstar Eminem, appeared in a courtroom for a hearing on probation violation. Mathers has failed 6 different drug tests from December to February. The judge said failed drug tests can be accidental and ruled Mathers will not face jail time for the probation violation. Outside the courthouse today, Mathers told Local 4 she's just looking forward to putting all of this behind her.
I did nothing wrong. I went above and beyond to prove to the court that I'm compliant. I take the judge's order seriously, and I just want to move on.
Mathers will be placed on continued probation for the next 12 months.
Let's get back to the breaking news we're following out of Overland Park, just outside Kansas City. That's where a massive fire is burning through an apartment complex, which has been under construction. But because of the strong winds, as you can see, this fire has now spread way beyond just one single complex and now to a number of homes nearby. We don't have any reports of any injuries thus far, but as you can see, it has become a very expansive fire scene for firefighters to try to tackle. We'll keep an eye on it.
The Detroit Public Schools Community District formally filed a lawsuit aimed at preventing the state from forcing the closure of failing schools in the district. The lawsuit was filed in the Michigan Court of Claims against the state school reform office, the state of Michigan, and Natasha Baker, the state school reform officer.
On this first day of spring, fruit farmers in the South keeping a close eye on their crops.
An unusually warm February prompted many peach trees as well as berry bushes to bloom early this year, only to be damaged by that deep freeze last week. Record warm temperatures in February, followed by bitter cold in March. It's a weather roller coaster that's wreaking havoc on the spring fruit crop and also worried farmers.
And that causes when we see people wearing shorts out in February, that's not good for us.
Across the South and Mid-Atlantic states, farmers are waiting to see how much damage was done after freezing temperatures settled in on those early blooms from peaches to blueberries to strawberries. It is not exactly clear how much the crop has been affected, but that ultimately affects all of us when we go to the grocery store,
we
too.
had our own, even in our mild winter, though, today we got those words that we all wait all winter to hear.
Oh, yes. Spring begins.
It is here, yeah.
Yeah.
We thought we'd take a little time to show you this. This is not like Groundhog Day. You know, we don't pull a rabbit out of a hat and say, this is
or a groundhog.
Or a groundhog out of a hutch and say, this is when spring starts. There's a reason why we pick 6/29, which is when that happened this morning. That's when spring officially rolled in, and because that's the time when the sun parts itself directly over the equator. Now, we call it spring, but it's also called the vernal equinox, and of course the word equinox is Latin, meaning equal nights. Now, we get this question every year. If you look at the sunrise and sunset times this time of year, they're not going to match because of the way we actually calculate sunrise. If it was the center of the sun crossing the earth, then we would see it, but that's not the case. And by the way, the farthest north and south they go, if you've heard of the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, that's what that is when we get into the summer and winter, those are the furthest north and south delineations of the sun as we get through the season. So there's a reason 6/29 was it.
We also tend to think of the sun is making its way back up north, but actually we're making our way back toward the sun.
Exactly. So, you think of it either way.
I like it. All right, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
People have been let back in their homes in Colorado after a wildfire forced more than 1,000 people to evacuate. That was over this weekend. The massive wildfire started on Sunday just outside Boulder. Hundreds were evacuated from the area as a precaution, although luckily it never reached downtown Boulder. At this point, officials still aren't sure what started all of it, but they do feel that they're getting closer to figuring that out.
We've eliminated weather as a factor, down power lines, things like that. They are continuing to investigate the cause and origin, get other investigators up to the scene to see if they can't pinpoint it further.
And he went on to say they're still narrowing down the possibilities, but they believe the fire may have been caused by human activity of some kind. Fortunately, despite all the evacuations, no homes have been damaged thus far, and no one has been hurt. A wild crash on a Missouri highway was caught on tape by a witness's dash cam.
Bradley DeGris was driving to work Wednesday afternoon when 3 cars came speeding by well over 80 miles an hour. Moments later, one of the cars lost control, slammed into the median, and then flipped 4 times. DeGris says the crash was likely caused by a case of road rage and that the driver is expected to be okay. The Prime Minister of Britain is ready for the start of the formal process for Brexit.
Yes, Prime Minister Theresa May is going to send a notification letter to the European Council next week. Once that letter is sent, negotiations on the departure start in earnest, though they could take up to 2 years. Britain says while it remains firm on leaving the European Union, the country still intends to negotiate new trade agreements with EU member nations. A new Michigan health program is helping parents protect children from vaccine-preventable diseases.
It's called iVaccinate, and it was announced today over in Lansing. It will provide facts for parents so they can make important decisions about vaccinations.
You know, parents do a lot of things to protect their children, and all parents want to make the best decisions for their children. But as a parent, I was so glad that I was able to vaccinate my children to protect them from vaccine-preventable diseases, and there's even now more vaccines available than there were when my children are young.
The goal is to improve Michigan's immunization rate, which is one of the worst in the country. It's a beer competition with one very unusual ingredient.
New tonight, what brewers used in these beers, and had a whole bunch of people saying, I'm not drinking that.
Also, an incredible escape. She was kidnapped at gunpoint and stuffed in the trunk of a car. New tonight, how Facebook helped her get away from it alive. Doc?
She's a cancer doctor who developed cancer at just age 42. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, how this doctor was able to catch her cancer so early and the lesson that she wants everyone to hear.
College textbooks, they can cost a small fortune, but now there's a new app that essentially takes the bookstore out of the equation. How you can save big in my Help Me Hank report tomorrow starting at 5.
Earth-shaking trend. New at 6.
Today in Fraser, this is a day to say thank you.
It's important for Gold Star mothers so that we can remind the community that freedom is not free.
Gold Star mothers, Vietnam veterans, and a grateful community. Their story is coming up.
All right, Steve, plus what many parents believe about their pediatrician that has them taking their kids elsewhere for care.
Not a good health. They say doctors make the worst patients. But for one local oncologist, being a doctor saved her life.
And now she is on a mission to spread the word to help others recognize what many might have ignored. Dr. McGeorge is here with a lesson we all can learn from.
Well, Karen and Devin, you know, as it happens, March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. But for Henry Ford Macomb Hospital Dr. Lynette Satkawi, every month is a chance to raise awareness. That's because at age 42, with basically no symptoms, she was diagnosed with colon cancer. And now, nearly 6 years later, she's doing well because she paid attention to the advice that she gives her patients. Dr. Lynette Satkawi's interest in medicine started with her sister when she was just 8.
She had acute lymphocytic leukemia, and that was the whole reason why I always wanted to do oncology. I'm very glad I did, because like I said, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now if I hadn't.
That's because it was her training as an oncologist that helped save her life.
I was tired, and that was my biggest symptom, I would say.
Dr. Satkawi was only 42 and had just given birth to a new baby boy, so most people wouldn't have thought much of being tired. But she had some routine tests done anyway.
I was anemic, just very slightly, and I did iron studies and found out that my iron was low.
And a lesson from a mentor haunted her.
I was doing my internal medicine residency, he was a hematologist, and he would always say, iron deficiency means colon cancer until proven otherwise.
So she pursued it.
I went ahead and did the Hemoccult stools, which was looking for the blood in the stools because I didn't have any symptoms. My next step was the colonoscopy to take a look, and when they did, they found a colon mass, which was consistent with colon cancer.
And with a new baby at home, she needed surgery.
When I had my surgery, I specifically remember this because I came home from the hospital on his first birthday. I have thoughts, just like I'm sure every cancer patient has, as far as, will I see another birthday? Is this the last birthday that I'm going to see?
The surgery was successful, and because the cancer was caught in the earliest stage, she is considered as close to a cure as you can get. Now she's sharing her story to help others.
And many times I feel the need to share my story because I tell them that colonoscopy saved my life. It makes you realize what's most important in life and to not sweat the little things.
Now, not every iron deficiency anemia means cancer, but the important point here is that she followed it up with a test for blood in her stool. Now, colon cancer can grow silently, and a colonoscopy can detect it at its earliest stage. But more important, it's the fact that it can be prevented by a colonoscopy when precancerous polyps are identified and removed.
She wasn't at the age where people are advised to have a colonoscopy every year or start having them.
Not at all. And in fact, one of the recent reports that we just did was that colon cancer is on the rise in younger people. And so that's something to consider in the future.
But normally they say start testing at 50, right?
50,
but
correct.
You can, if you really have a concern.
Especially with a family history. Her whole family is getting screened.
All right.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Doc. Well, after nearly 2 months of searching, Tom Brady's Super Bowl jersey is finally returning home. What a story.
Didn't think this was going to be solved, did we? Brady's jersey famously stolen from his bag during the post-game celebration in the locker room. Well, today, investigators tracked down the jersey in the hands of an international media member in Mexico. He had Brady's Super Bowl jersey from 2015, too. He was piling them up. Both jerseys now on their way back to New England, where they will finally be returned to the Super Bowl champ.